Welcome back. It's exactly 9:30. This is News and Views with me, Julie Ali on Salam Media. And of course, we are in silly season, and that also means that we need to keep safe. And we have Mike Bolhuis, who is a specialist investigator and a security expert, to talk to us about how to stay safe during the festive period. Now, I do need to point out that Mike Bolhuis is really works at the highest of levels, and he's a top-notch investigator. He works on not only local but even international cases, and he has really very graciously agreed to talk to us about, I guess, the everyday situations around security. And I do appreciate him taking the time out to talk about this. Knowing the type of man he is and the type of cases he's involved in. So I salute you, Mike. Thank you indeed for your time to
Thank you.
talk at this level about safety tips during the festive season. And in the new year, I want to talk about all the other projects you're working on. It will require lots more time. But for the purposes of this show, tips to stay safe during the festive period. We're very negligent, are we not?
Yes, we are. And thank you, Julie, for the compliments and the opportunity. And we make use of this to just make the people a bit more aware. When I actually want to say a lot more aware. We need to be in South Africa positively paranoid. You
Sure.
cannot today be anywhere without being vigilant and aware of your surroundings. You must constantly be on the lookout for somebody that might be a criminal that would take advantage of your wherever you are, whether you're on holiday or at home. That means you have to look left and right many a times. You have to take care of your kids constantly. You have to stay close with your family and in communication with them. You have to be careful where you drive, what time of day you drive, where you are at night, what you communicate, how you communicate, what you have on your phone, what you shouldn't have on your phone. And literally, any transaction you do, you have to identify, evaluate, and do a risk analysis. You have to go through all these steps today in South Africa to be safe, not only digitally and electronically, but also financially, physically, emotionally, etc., etc. You as a family are, and all families are at risk. The possibility is there that you can be taken at any time, a crime being committed against you or your family at any time, and you prevent this by being totally vigilant and wake up and positively paranoid.
Mike, I want to touch on two issues that you have mentioned there. You talk about our children's safety. And for a long time, we've been hearing about being vigilant in shopping malls. And I kind of thought maybe it's just people being overly paranoid, because surely no one's going to try tricks by kidnapping a child in a shopping mall. And I'm talking random kidnappings here. We're not talking about those high profile kidnappings that you work on all the time, where lots of money is involved. I'm talking about simply in a shopping mall. What is it that these criminals, why would they steal a child from a shopping center? What do they do with that child eventually? And how do we need to be vigilant around those situations?
Well, unfortunately, the crime escalates in South Africa on a daily basis, and especially in October, November, and December. And the days where you think you are safe at any place is over. And this, what you are explaining here of shopping malls being an absolutely safe place, is not necessarily the case. So any of the crimes that I've mentioned can happen to you there. Talking specifically about child theft, when any person is stolen or taken or kidnapped, it's either for a few reasons. One, for human trafficking. Two, to use that child or person in the sex trade. Three, organ harvesting. So children and human beings has become merchandise. The world has changed to that level where the value of a human being to the criminal is 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 nowadays the shall I say the want from the criminal. It's a high value, and there's those three categories that he can make serious money into. The other reason why they would do this is because they can get away with these crimes, and they do commit it in lawless countries where they do not fear or respect the authorities. So crime begets crime, and a criminal will commit, or criminal syndicates and gangs which are involved in these crimes will commit these crimes because they can and can get away with it. They also have infrastructures. They might have policemen on their payroll, people in even government level, municipality level, security guards, businessmen, etc., etc. Do not underestimate the normal criminal that just grabs a handbag and the normal guy that we used to that just robs a house. They are many a times linked to mid-level criminals and high-end criminals. In other words, they they work at your place. They do a bit of thieving. They get caught. They get that information. They give it to. Then the whole business gets robbed one night, and that business, that crooks give the information to another gang that kidnaps the family. So the crime escalates to higher levels of the criminal element that would commit these crimes. And in the highest echelon is the grabbing of human beings, being merchandise. That could be women, that could be very extremely rich businessmen, which are then kept, and multi-millions of dollars and money is extracted, extorted from them, and that's in a way a form of money laundering because it gets taken out of this country, and or they are taken for human organs or sex trafficking or human trafficking. So the chances of a child being taken at a mall is slight. It won't easily happen, but it can happen. If your child moves away unattended, there might be spotters and see that these children, especially at the playgrounds, especially when the parents are busy or they're distracted or something where the child is quite a few meters away and wanders off. There could be spotters because in the mall you have spotter criminals, opportunistic criminals. And the mindset now has changed that a child is worth a lot of money. Because remember, the criminals watch the TV shows, they watch the news, they watch what's going on in the newspapers, and they watch all the crime, and they will get involved in the crime that pays. When they see cash in transits works, they will do cash in transits. If they see kidnappings work, they will do kidnappings. If they see any crime works, they will get involved in that. They are not choosy, they get involved.
As long as they get their cut of the tape, so to speak. Two more issues, Mike. You spoke about be careful what you have on your phone. What are you alluding to there? And in the past few years, we heard a lot about car hijackings. I haven't heard too much about that recently. Would you say it's on the decline, or must we not, be in a slum and think, oh, it's not going to happen, it's on the decline? Perhaps the criminals are targeting other areas where they can get away very quickly and get a bigger cut or a bigger take of their criminal takings.
A few things I want to quickly mention on the second subject first. Crime will de-escalate. It will be less in it, and we have heard of less crime being committed in the last month or two because people like yourselves, news media outlets, TV shows, newspaper clippings, the constant warning of the, as you call it, the silly season has made a huge difference. By the grace of God, I believe that we ourselves has made an extreme difference by sending out constantly the projects warning the people. Our agenda in this time of the year, October, November, December, when crime escalates with 200 to 300%, is mainly to do crime prevention. We are available 24/7 for all the violent and serious crimes, but we are out there 24/7 teaching the public, warning the public, giving these talks, sending out projects, and that has made a huge difference. Recently, there's been a spate of police corruption where policemen would be that blatant as to semi-kidnap people and hold them ransom till they pay their cut, as you say, and then they would release them, threatening them that they would be incarcerated for a weekend if they don't pay. And this happened a lot about a month or two ago, and we jumped on this and we exposed this, and we've had good communications on all the TV stations about this, and even from the president's side, there's been spoken into this matter, and it's made a difference. You know, information is power. If you look at just that one incident where people were vigilant and aware and positively paranoid, where they realized that there was all these kids on the bus and that they weren't acting normal. Usually people won't even take that in consideration, but they've reported it. And there was, I don't know how many kids saved. And there were several and other incidences that has happened. And on a previous radio station, I've heard that the talks that all the media outlets are doing has made a huge difference for visitors from overseas, how to and what to do when they come to our country, and what is the state of our country, etc., etc. So I must thank the media, Julie, you guys. The media has done an incredible work in the fight against crime. And information is power because it enlightens you and it leaves you informed behind and it makes you more vigilant and aware. That's what you should be. Because if you are careful and you are aware that you can warn, you can identify crime, you can evaluate it, you can even investigate it, and then you can prevent it. Concerning cell phones, this is the biggest warning to the public. If you lose your phone and you lose yourself because you've lost your phone, you've had too much on your phone. Your phone is the biggest target for the criminal. Any kidnapping, any serious violent, any serious economic, any cybercrime is committed via electronic or digital communications. And the most valuable thing for a kidnapper, the most valuable item for burglars, robbers, any gangster syndicate is your cell phone, because the greatest love affair is between man and his cell phone. The human being and his cell phone is inseparable. It's the greatest love affair. And if they have your cell phone, they have everything. And don't you believe that because you got so many passwords and thumb fingerprinting recognition and eye recognition or whatever, that they cannot enter your device. They do, because they just put a gun against your head and say, open. And they just say transfer. And believe me, if you want, they'll put the gun against your child or your wife's head, and then you will. So here's the thing, and many do not agree with me. I would say you should only have a few contacts on your phone, especially if you go away, and especially if you're at risk, and especially if you're a target, and have all your information on another device. Because the first thing the criminal does when he has you, he tells you to open your phone. And if he sees that you open your phone and you just got a few numbers, you got no apps working, you got no PIN codes, you got no alarm codes, you've got no banking details there, you've got no transfers there. He sees nothing on your phone. He goes through your SMSs, goes through your WhatsApps, and he sees your phone is just a communication device. What can he do? He can try and force you and say, listen, transfer this, that, and the other. You can say, but I can't. I have nothing here. It's not here. I don't have it here. I cannot even call in. I've got another institution that runs my finances. That's what I do. If the worst of the worst criminals grab me, all they're going to learn from my phone is how to fight crime and how I identified crime and that I'm a believer.
Absolutely.
So, no, and I think most people, say, yeah, but I do all my business, I do my work, I pay everything through my phone, I eat at a restaurant, pay through my phone. You know what? The problem is man and phone has become so intertwined that he cannot live without it. So you have to ask yourself the question, if you take your phone and you put it totally off for one day, how much do you lose? And you should rectify that. You should compromise and get another way. So there is ways. You must just think and work it out that you don't have anything on your phone that puts you in a compromising position, your family's position, and your whole business, your family and everything else. If the criminal has your phone, he will see, well, yeah, here's my wife. He's got his wife's number, the kids' numbers, and that's it. This man only uses his phone for calling and communication. Now it's difficult, but it has to be done future wise, because if you are valuable, you are a target in South Africa.
Mike Bolhuis, thank you indeed for those words of wisdom. It looks like you're on holiday. I do hope
No,
you're
no,
going to, oh, you're not on holiday. Okay. You
no.
take care. So you work right through.
We work
We
right
will,
through. If I get a
okay.
chance, Julie, if I get a chance, when I see it gets quiet between 1 and 2, I run down to the sea, I take a dip, swim lekker for an hour or two, come back. But we are inundated with crime cases, and we do it with the greatest of pleasure. But as I've said, this is our busiest season.
Absolutely. I'm aware of that. You stay safe, go well, continue touching lives in a very positive way. We will talk again in the new year. Thank you for your words of wisdom and God bless.
God bless you guys. Thanks for your opportunity. Go well,
That
Julie.
Thank you. That was Mike Bolhay, specialist investigator and security expert, talking to us about how to stay safe during the festive period. It is exactly 9:46. We're on to our final interview of the morning, and we're going to be talking to an amazing person. That is you, Ubaidullah Khirdin. You are a registered nurse and a founder of Murals. And I also understand we're going to speak to my colleague here at Salam Media, and that, of course, is Sheikh Muntaha. It's going to be a joint interview, and please do stay with us for the final interview of the morning.